Time to start. Hello, everybody. Hello. Welcome to yet another webinar of Compass BMS, the last one for 2023. We've marked the fifth one. This is the fifth one that we are going through. Oh, actually, let me just jump to the next slide. Here we go, because we'll be talking about timesheets today. So, welcome once again. This week, this month in December, we will be talking about your time matters, about timesheets in general within Compass. I mean, if you are working with Compass, you do know that is an essential part of your operations and of your use of Compass, working with timesheets and recording your hours. For everybody who hasn't seen Compass before, we would like to inform you that yes, in our industry, timesheets is a great and important KPI for us to check how our projects are performing. And this is what we will be doing today. We will be checking the full timesheet cycle from the moment that estimators are just making their own estimates of how many hours we might spend in the project, all the way to employees recording their hours and doing our further analysis. Also, we will be reviewing our timesheets, just getting some analysis out of them and getting some insights of how we are performing. And finally, we will be seeing some various methods of recording our timesheets and some more tools that not many of you might be fully familiarized with yet. As always, this webinar is being recorded. It will be made available to all of you by the end of it, and it will be available on our YouTube channel as well. In case you will miss it, you will be able to find it there. Just to let you know that on this webinar, and as we are progressing with our webinars, that being the fifth one, we will be going kind of a little bit quick through some areas of Compass that some of you might be familiarized, that we have seen in previous webinars. If you have any questions, feel free to just let us know, or just you can book a demo with us if you don't know Compass and go through them together. Anytime you would like to ask some questions, as always in my webinars, we're doing some three groups, three blocks of information, and in between of them, we will be able to answer any of your questions. You can just pop them on your Q&A section or on your chat section of Teams. Finally, most of you might already know me. I'm Spiros. I'm the Customer Success Manager of Compass, helping and assisting all our customers to just onboard into Compass and along the way as they are working with it. So with all that said, we are ready to just jump into Compass, and let me bring the page forward. Here we are on the dashboard. This is where we most of the times are starting with Compass in the dashboard area. As I've said, we will be going through the full cycle of working hours and timesheets. So I will just jump in one proposal and I will go in this one. And what I would like to do now is kind of bring the budget. How much hours do I estimate that I will spend on that particular project? Some of you might be familiarized. And as I've said, this is kind of the area that I will just skim through some of these areas, some of these places, because we've seen them before. And in here, I would like to add a couple of days. So immediately you can see in here how we can add the days or the hours that we need to complete this project, our estimate. Now I will set a department. I will send a random service. No, let's put it on this one, and I will keep it as a lump sum. Cool. I will click save. And actually, I would like to create a copy of it because I would like to create a TNM, a rate item as well. We will see later on why this is an important addition in our webinar. So I will just leave it as a rate. And actually, I will only keep 1 day because on my TNM, I will be only charging per day. So let's click that as save. I will accept that particular project. As I've said, don't worry if I'm moving too fast on areas that you don't know much. We're going to be with you if you need. So here we are. I have created some tasks, and now I am just ready to put them on the schedule so that people and employees within the organization will be able to start assigning their working hours in there. I'm going to put yesterday until tomorrow, for example, and I will assign Alexandra, Amanda, and Anthony Green. I will click save, and I will just jump on that particular task, and I put all people that's their name starts with A. I'm going to go for B right now. People that starts with B. Barbara, Betty, Bianca. And just to be a little bit clearer, I will just change the color. Yeah, let's leave it as red. Click Save. Now we're going to the schedule, and we can see that if I will search for the project 54792, yes, there you go. So we have this one being the first one, and then we have that red one. It's pretty obvious, as you can see. Oh, no, this one, 54792. Here it is, Urban Trace, WP62. Now, we can see that the schedule has been planned. What is going to happen if I will just jump to one of those people? I will just jump to, for example, Barbara's account. And let's see how it feels like for Barbara when she's about to record her timesheets. And now we are good to go to the main star of our webinar, the timesheet screen, which is this one. As you can see in here, immediately, I have this 54792 waiting for Barbara to be completed. This is quite substantial for, I mean, we've heard that from past customers that this is really important for them because they had in some previous solutions that they were using, people were not really certain on where to record their hours and they might be doing some errors with the task or with a project. This is not the case right now because by the moment that you will place the task under the schedule, it will appear straight away in here for Barbara or for anybody else to record. And actually, as you can see in here, we have two tasks on Tuesday. I can just go quickly back here. And if I will edit that and I will just drag one of these tasks down to Barbara for today. So now she has 3 tasks. Click done. Going back to Barbara's account on timesheets. And here they are. We have 3 of them. So it's very, very clear cut and it's very easy for employees, even when they are being on site, it's really easy for them to record their hours. I'm talking about being on site, and I can quickly show you how it would look like if there are people on site. If I will just turn it as a mobile, you can see how easy it is for them to record their hours. So they can just say that, yeah, I've worked 8 until, let's say, a.m. Let's go 11 a.m. and I had breaks 60 minutes, traveling I had 15 minutes, and the description is traverse of area B. And I can click save. And that has been saved. Let's go back to the main screen. Here it is. And when it comes to details, you might have noticed, well, actually, let me just create another one from 11 a.m. until, let's say, 1:30. Yes, I will not put any breaks in here. I will not put any traveling time. But then, in order for me to be able to save this record, I will have to add something. I will have to add some details. And we believe that this is really important as well for all the employees who are working in your organization, because it's a very good calendar for them. So they would be able to go 1 year back, 2 years back, and just have a look on what they've done on those particular days. Obviously, it's really helpful for the managers as well, or for anybody else who might have to go through this information to understand exactly what they've done. Also, we do have some of our customers that they do use those details for invoicing purposes, because some customers might need to just see what each and every employee was doing on those works. So this is a really, really helpful thing to do. Just now I'm going to use, traverse of area C. I'm doing lots of traversing. And then on this one, let's say I'm going to start at 1. Yes, until let's leave it at 4 p.m. And I don't have any traveling, and I will just put 45 minutes of. I don't have any break, but I did put the traveling of 45 minutes. Survey of area. C again, and I will click save. We have an issue. Oh, yes, we do have an issue, because if you'll notice in here, I've said that in the previous timesheet, I was up until 1:30, and then I'm saying that I'm starting the next task at 1. Therefore, I do have an overlap. I can quickly fix that by 1:30, 4 p.m., and this is saved. If I will click refresh, you can see that everything here is green. Being green means that we have recorded at least 8 hours within our timesheets. So if, for example, I will go and delete one of them, as you can see, I can delete that as a user. I can just say that, yeah, I don't want this record anymore. That is now orange because it's between 4 hours and 8 hours of recording time. So it does give you a bit of an indication on whether you have recorded all your hours on that particular day or not. I think that I've covered everything that I want to cover on that particular moment. Yes, we are good to just have a quick break. Oh, actually, I have accidentally removed the up. I don't know whether you've noticed that, but now it's red because I have less than 4 hours. But I have accidentally deleted the task that we do want. We want that 54792. So let's do just this one. 8 to 4. Let's keep it for 8 hours. I will click save and I will keep it as such. I'm going to make a short break to just see whether we have any questions anywhere on our Q&A chats. Q&A. We don't have any questions. Great. Okay, so we're good to move to the next part of our webinar. Cool. So this is done. Let's click refresh once again to just get this nice green color. We've mentioned before that when you are on the schedule as a manager, you can record all your tasks in there so that people will be able to record their hours. Compass is not that rigid, though. It can be flexible and it can allow users as well to record some other tasks that they might have done. So, for example, in here, 8 to 4 p.m., Barbara did work on those areas, but she does know that she spent some time on another project as well. She did mention the manager forgot to place it on the timesheet. Barbara and every single user can actually go here and create a new task. They can do that. So for today's date, Barbara can go and say that I've worked not 8 p.m., let's say 6, yes, until, for next day, that's a bit too much, isn't it? Until 9 p.m. 9:59. Okay, so and she worked in Museum of Prague. She's done the topo, processing of data. Save, and that can be saved now. So users do have the flexibility to do that. So should they want to, therefore it doesn't necessarily need to have all the information in your schedule. Also, something that you might notice is that in here we do have those sums that is giving you all the hours that have been recorded on that particular day, on that particular week, or on that month, in that month. I do know that Alexandra has more timesheets, so I will just jump in her own profile so that we will see those sums. Oh no, it's just 12 again. But still, if I will go and, because I always want to just record some extra hours in here on that copy, so I will just go and I will record Travers. So many traversing, aren't we? Click refresh. And now we can see this difference. So we can see that today I had 8 hours. On that particular week, I had 20. And on that particular month, I had 20 hours. Very good for payroll purposes. Now, what you might have noticed is that under Alexandra's profile, I do have this little button here, which is the approve button. If you are a manager or if you have the permission to do so, you can approve some particular timesheets. By approving, this is really helpful as well for in the US. It's been done quite frequently. I don't remember the name of it. We were talking about this morning. I forgot about the name, but most of you, if you are in the US, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So, for example, if me as Alexandra will go to Barbara's timesheets and I will say that those two, this one is approved, the very last one, the Museum of Prague, is approved, and then I will jump to Barbara's account, you will be able to see that Barbara will not be able to edit this one anymore. It has been locked. While this one can still be edited because Alexandra hasn't approved that. Okay, so with that said, the next one that I want to show you in here is that all those hours that we are recording will be shown in the dashboard straight away. In our last webinar, we will be checking at the dashboard, and we can see in here all the billable hours. You cannot see that many in December because we have just recorded some. There you go. You can see there are 20 in Alexandra, 11 in Amanda. So they are there. The moment that someone is recording any hours into Compass, those hours are being distributed, are being linked with the entire database and just offer insight everywhere we look. On the last section of the webinar, we will see some further information on how we can just use all those timesheets. And this is really, really unique, I'd say, in Compass, because you have every single user. Let's say you have 100, 200 employees. They're all recording their own little hours, and everything is there. Everything is updated straight away. In here, we can see that the billable hours are just separated by managers. So we can see that there are lots of hours recorded under Christopher Ruiz in July 2023. But you can just do it with other separators. For example, you can use departments. And now you can clearly see which were the departments that recorded most of the hours during each and every month. You can see that there is a little bit of a nosedive in here. This is purely because this is a demo site and we just copying in batches. So yeah, in your case, it's not going to be looking like that. The next thing that I want to show you is that we've talked about the timesheets, and we were seeing in here that people can record their breaks and their traveling. There is a very good way on you being able to just check all the breaks and all the traveling per day, etc. with some of our spreadsheets that we are using actually. There you go. So in here, if I would click refresh, those are all data, but there you go. You might have seen that the breaks have been populated because the spreadsheet is grabbing the data straight from Compass. So you can just kind of analyze the information in here as well. Also, something that is, excuse me for that, something that people who are not aware of Compass might be thinking that, oh, this is a little bit complicated. We do have some customers who are thinking that having people to record their times with the start and end time, as you can see, probably you've seen that at some point, you need a little bit of clicking to just go there, 9, and change all the hours. We had some clients who said that, yeah, this is a little bit too much. We would like to just have the hours that they have been recorded, as in this one. I have spent 8 hours or 5 hours or 7 hours on each and every task, or there might be people that they don't need breaks or they don't need traveling time. So this is entirely down to you and entirely down to your account on how you would like to do that. So if I will do some, hang on, let me just do some quick checks in here. Click save. Okay, cool. So I've done some changes right now on our admin. And if we will refresh, we will see that there you go, that has changed right now. So we don't have any traveling, we don't have any breaks, we don't have to do all these fine tuning with the timing. All you have to do is just record how many hours you've spent. Let's go to Anthony Green, for example. There you go. So I will go on this one and I will record 10 hours for, guess what? Traversing. So much traversing on that project. Cool. So as you can see, that's entirely down to you on how you would like to have the information being recorded for your employees. And with that said, this is the time for me to have another short break and have a quick look on whether we have any questions. Let's just jump here. QA, whoops, QA and chat. Yeah, as I'm constantly telling to everybody of you when I don't have any questions is that you know the drill. It's either that everybody understands everything or nobody understands a thing. I would just vouch for the first one, hopefully. So let's move to the very last point of our webinar. As I've said before, all hours recorded are being populated and are being just kind of shared with the entire system and with Compass. And with that, I would like to go through the operation realm right now and just talk about operation and how those hours are being recorded and being shown. And they can be used for future reference. If I will jump on this project in Operations tab, I will be able to see all the times that have been recorded. Oops, it seems that I have recorded all my hours on that particular task. I wouldn't want that. I would like some on the area referencing. I can do that from here. I can just click edit and I will change this one like that. Yes, here it is. And you might have noticed as well that I can actually approve them from here as well, from within the project. Let's click approve. approve, or reset. Yep, so that's timesheet is approved. I cannot edit it. Cool. I'm going to leave it like that. So I do have a little bit of some tasks for each and every some hours for each and every task. And now, depending on your permissions, once again, and mainly if you're a project manager and you're managing the projects, you would be able to see some further information. I mean, the finance, for example, you would not be able to see that if you don't have the permission. And down here, we have the status updates of each and every project. Actually, I would prefer to just jump in the full project list and see the status updating here because I would like to show you some more stuff. This is the project that we are talking about, 54792. Let me just search that so that we only have this one. Yeah. Straight away, you might remember at the very beginning of our webinar, we have decided how many hours we need to complete this project. 123.5. That's how many hours we need. And how many have we used? 26. This is 20% of the hours. We've used 21% of the hours that we have budgeted. You will see later on that this is not exactly accurate. You will see later on what I mean by that. Now, if I will go here in this little icon, the status, this is where I will be able to just set the status updates. Previous status, I don't have any previous status. Yes, so that has been accepted today. And what I am seeing today straight away is that I have used, that's what Compass is doing. Every time that someone is recording some hours, it's just telling you how much percentage of the hours has been used. So out of 123.5 hours that I have for that particular proposal item, I have used 8. This is 6.48% of the hours used. Now, the percentage of the hours that I have used is one way of seeing the project. The reality might be different. So if you have to survey a specific park, you might know very well that you have completed 10% of the project and your employees were really, really productive and they've done lots and lots of work during those 6.48 hours, or they might have done less. That's entirely down to you, but the status update doesn't have to follow the percentage of the hours. It's kind of an indication for you as a project manager to decide how much you will place. I'm going to be the positive one and say that we have completed 10% of the works. Now, things are getting a little bit different when it comes to rates, i.e. T&M projects. In here, first of all, you can see Compass is immediately showing you how many hours have been approved versus the ones that they are still unreviewed. And this is a good indication for you now that you are about to set your status update to kind of consider and just kind of go back and see that is this one, sorry, I've said 1 hour. It's not 1 hour, it's one rate. It's one rate. We'll talk about that in a bit. So this is a good indication for you to say that, okay, 0.84 of my rates have been approved, and then 1.05 has not been approved. And you can just go there and review them. If reviewing them and approving them is not that much of your issue, is not that much of your consideration at the moment, you can see straight away that you have used 1.89 rates. You might remember on that proposal item that we've said that for each one of those rates, I need 1 day of a senior surveyor working on site. And now Compass is running the maths. It's telling you that, okay, 1 day, 9.5 hours for a day, you have 18 hours, that's how many rates you've got. It's just running the maths. 18 divided by 9.5, that's 1.89. In that case, I would say that I've used 2 of them. So I had 2 rates because I had people working for 2 days each, 1.89. And this is my status update. This is ready for me. This is all done and dusted. Now, if I will click save, I will be able to see that actually me as a project manager. I will be able to inform invoicing. I will be able to inform finance of how much they could potentially invoice. Let's go back in here. So this is my valuation, 13K out of 18K of a project. And then if I will go to finance, I will be able to see that, yep, there you go. My valuation as a project manager is 13.3, and now it's down to invoicing, down to finance to decide how much they will invoice, which is the work in progress, and that needs to be invoiced. Just a spoiler on this one. Don't worry that much if you can't really understand what is going on in here. The very next webinar, no, it's actually our next webinar is on expenses. The one after that, we will be talking about invoicing and payments and work in progress, etc. So currently, when it comes to timesheets, I feel that we have covered everything that I want to cover. We've seen how we can how all these timesheets and how all those hours are informing the entire cycle of the project and the operations as well. Therefore, this is the very last time that I will just quickly jump into my Teams account, see whether we have any questions. Everything is quiet again. Then I will just jump here. Cool. There you go. So I'm going to jump in here. So great. So we have no questions. That, as I've said, that's probably good. I would hope so. But if you have any questions, please, you know where to find me. Just drop me a mail, come and reach me. Also, as I've said before, if you would like to just see any previous webinars, you can just go on our YouTube channel. You can find the link in here. Follow us on LinkedIn. Just follow us to see all news and where we're going and what we're doing and how we're progressing as an organization. And if you don't know us yet, feel free to book a Compass demo. You can see this is the middle one in here. Feel free to book a Compass demo and we will be helping you throughout and just showing you lots more within Compass. So with that said, I would like to thank you very much for your time, for being here. And if I won't see you again, enjoy, have some really, really happy holidays and see you in 2024. See you then. Bye-bye.